What's up, y'all? This is the extended for my TikTok. Go ahead and check out my TikTok if you wanted to watch that first video. Otherwise, I will be having the video from TikTok posted also on my channel as well, so you are able to watch it from start to finish. Let's get back into it. So we left off at the 9 of Cups. Connections, people who are going to be connecting with you to where they're going to be supporting you, not carrying you. Huge difference, because we as people go through experiences where we will run into people in our lives who expect us, or vice versa if you've actually been on the other end of this, where one party expects the other to carry them. And we can see how burdensome that can be when we engage in that kind of mindset and activity, because let's be honest, the more we carry someone else, the less we're able to carry for ourselves. And we've learned that lesson way too many times. So that's what I mean when I say someone that supports, not carries you. But at the same time, support could also be something as simple as once in a while just looking for a conversation, not looking for trauma dumping, not looking for taking up someone's time when you see that they're invested in something else for the purposes of your own self-gain, but for the purpose of reciprocating off of one another when you feel drawn to connecting. Like that type of soulful connection where you know when to connect and disconnect, not something where you necessarily have to create a dependable energy where there is codependency created from the consistent communication between the two, but actually a healthy form of communication through you knowing when to connect and disconnect. That was definitely channeled. Let's keep going. What else you gotta say about this, spirit? Y'all, the Emperor is coming out here. You're gonna be connecting. I just saw leaders. You're gonna be connecting with more like-minded leaders like you. 222 just on the clock. There is going to be stability surrounding the mindsets that are going to be connecting, okay, with this transition. I just saw je ne sais quoi. Each of you are going to have your own je ne sais quoi, your own twist to things, your own perspective to things. It's going to be a unique integration of minds within the group of connections, or even just one connection. Doesn't necessarily matter. The fact that another person is able to show up with their own je ne sais quoi, their own uniqueness, their own weirdness, their own mindset, and you're not thrown off by it. In fact, you embrace it, and vice versa. They embrace your weirdness, your je ne sais quoi. Exactly. There's nothing left to be said. That is literally stability within a connection. You guys are going to have the same outlook on growth, perception of goals. Once again, those goals may or may not align for others. You got to find that out through connecting further with them when you do connect with them. For some, this feels like a relationship where you will be meeting a masculine, or vice versa, you will be meeting a feminine. And there's going to be stability in this. You're going to know through the communication and authenticity of how they just show up. The sun. The sun. I saw literally two different statements, and then they just disappeared. They kind of just went out of my head all of a sudden. I don't remember completely. Okay, I'm sure we'll get back to that. But the sun is indicating to me the yes card. That is my yes card. So you're gonna be really happy. You're gonna be so happy and full of gratitude when you begin to connect with these people. One of the things that I want to make note of is when you start to just go out one day and you're talking or connecting to people. The point of this new transition is to not look for them, not look for the connections. Allow it to be natural. Allow it to flow. And then when you get a flow, that's not where it stops. Then you get into ambition. What are your goals? What have you been really wanting to do with, your mission? Or what direction do you see yourself going? Like really just going into the questions to see how it aligns with your journey. And really deciding from there, is that somebody that is going to be somebody that's going to benefit connecting with energetically, or even in alignment with me, depending on their answers. Because as harsh as it sounds, if you align yourself with people who aren't doing anything with their lives, you're going to then adapt that energy instead of continuing to expand the current energy you've worked so hard to get in. So yes, I am saying that you need to decide what's best for your energy and yourself instead of, I just saw the words, instead of taking in strays. So I'm going to leave that part there, as harsh as that sounds. You're going to have a lot of options. And the reason why you're going to have a lot of options, I just saw sunlight energy. Okay. You're going to be attracting in a lot of flies. You're going to be attracting in a lot of flies, attention, and the Tower, the Knight of Wands, and then the Magician. And I mentioned in the beginning of my first video, the Storm to me is like a tower for this situation here. Things are going to be shaken up. Your intuition is going to be tested. You're going to be having a lot of options put in front of you where you are truly going to have to use your intuition to decipher who is for you. This is all going to come down to how much shadow work you have done to release what has come to surface for you to look at recently. This is also going to indicate for you what you're going to be attracting in. Are you going to be attracting in another lesson? Or are you going to be attracting in the outcome of passing one? I just felt that here. So don't cheat yourself out of your shadow work. If you want these connections, you got to do the work in order to attract them in, or else you won't know how to properly nurture those connections effectively if they show up before you're ready for them. I just saw one more. I guess we're going to do two more. So, oh, just kidding. I didn't see that. Oh, shit. So, this is what I was talking about. And Knight of Wands is popping out again. Knight of Wands, wounded warrior energy, with the Ten of Wands in reverse coming out. There are burdens you are coming to completion with the shadow work you are doing if you are going within and doing the work. Queen of Coins and Queen of Cups coming out right behind it is giving me this indication. You are building or have built a solid enough foundation for yourself to know not only that you come first, but you know how to show up to be a compassionate, caring individual energy that knows how to nurture a connection, not just with others, but with yourself as you are connected to others, where you can still hold and maintain the necessary boundaries to protect your energy as well. Let me pull some oracles real quick. My gosh. If you are interested in this deck, you are able to check it out on my website. The link is in my bio. Stairs, new levels, new devils. Okay. Confirmation. Okay, we got the unknown, the void, going into the cosmic flow of things, riding through the tunnel. When I created this image on this photo, it was meant to be created to where someone is coming out of their own darkness to come back to surface with the knowledge they have gained from the shadows they have sat within and worked through, where they're now coming back to... I see the words coming back to life, and it brought me back to the vision that I saw when I was driving home right before the storm hit. And the vision I saw, it's funny, I'm just remembering it right now because I was planning to bring it up in the first video, but I didn't. But now I know why. It was supposed to come up in this one. The vision I saw that was supposed to relate to this reading, I was being shown being in a deep coma sleep, right? And then I was shown, like, you know how they have sometimes those feeding tubes or whatever that, you know, they put in your throat and, you know, all of that stuff, right? So I'm seeing that, and it's like the message that I was shown is the avatar is recharging, but then the soul rose from the body. Not to insinuate, I didn't feel like the avatar was actually dead. I felt the soul rose as a form of waking up. And then the vision stopped. So I am thinking that the reason why this vision, I remember this vision and how it's connected to this is because this person coming to the entrance of this tunnel is similar to a soul rising from a coma. The avatar is busy charging. 1313 on the clock. The avatar is charging. It's not dead, it's charging. But the soul has awakened. And I just saw 321. Okay. Backlash. Whoa. So we got backlash, child, happy, and shadow. So we were just talking about the shadow. So that's confirmation on its own. 555 could be significant. You could have been seeing that recently or lately. Backlash and child, we got watch what you say, not as you do. I'm drawn to that specifically. And I'm also drawn to always comes back tenfold, imminent. Inner child, healing, remembering who you are, reconnection. And then the next card over is happy, self-contentment, new perspective. You're coming back with a story. I just resonated right here. You are coming back with a story. Your soul has awakened to come back with a story where you are now going to be healing through not just what you've done with your shadow work and what you're still doing with your shadow work, but you're going to be healing through telling your story. You're going to share. I'm drawn to ego deaths. You're going to share the lessons you've learned through the unique way you decide to share your story. You could be a writer, you could be a songwriter, you could be a singer. You have a unique way you deliver a message to the world. And you're going to be using that unique je ne sais quoi, that gift, to deliver that message, because it's going to bring your inner child and you a lot of contentment, because the shadow work you've done has allowed you to give yourself a new perspective on the journey, where you've now reconnected with your soul to begin producing the prosperity, abundance, hope, and happiness into your, I want to say life, but I also want to say reality. And I'm also really drawn to the word growth. Facts. Spirit said facts. Guys, these connections you're going to be connecting with are going to support you as you are learning how to tell your story through your unique way of communicating with the world. And they're going to support you while you are beginning this part of your journey. If you haven't started it already, or maybe you have started it, but you are at that point where you're getting ready to share it, and that's when they're going to find you. That's when they're going to find you. It's when you start to share through your unique way, your story. And when I say that too, I'm not talking about trauma bonding. I'm not talking about trauma bonding. There's a difference between trauma bonding and sharing a story to guide others out of the bondage of the trauma. My computer screen just went dark. Okay? Some of you may not know that. My advice is to please make sure that you keep up your shadow work even when you finally begin to connect with these beautiful souls. Because each of you are going to hold each other accountable to continue your shadow work and not forget about yourselves as well while you begin to share your gifts with the world. It's easy to forget yourself when you begin to invest all of your time into something you're building that you have a passion for, where I also believe these people are going to make sure you don't forget about yourself either. And vice versa, you're going to be doing that for them too. But you're going to be all doing it respectfully for each other. Oh, this is such beautiful energy, bro. This is beautiful energy. Oh my gosh. There's the 555 and karma, and I'm being drawn to good karma on this card. And then quicksand. Some of you may begin to feel overwhelmed when you begin this new journey of whatever you're investing in talent-wise and sharing that with the world. You may feel overwhelmed where you're not sure how you're going to be able to juggle everything. You're going to feel overwhelmed, like you're losing control, which explains the quicksand. You're being asked to surrender when you feel out of control. What do I mean? When I say you're being asked to surrender when you feel like you're losing control or you're not in control because there's so many things happening all at once, it doesn't mean hit the ground running and keep grinding until you burn yourself out. What I mean when I say that is learn when to take a pause. 2121 was just on my clock. Learn when to take a pause, take a step back, and come back to yourself. I just saw new heights aren't for the weak. They're for the people who put in the work. You need to know how magical you are. You need to know that these manifestations require you to know how to reground and come back to yourself when you feel out of control. Because only you can save yourself in those situations more than anyone else can, because you yourself need to know how rooted you are in yourself in order to be able to come back to yourself. You were put under all this pressure so you would be made into a diamond. You can withstand the pressure. That's why Spirit chose you. There's another sun. The yes card for me. Confirmation. And yeah, excuse me. 1111, alignment. Joy, happiness, abundance, wealth, health, things coming to light, new beginnings. You're not going to be able to pay attention to the small petty things that used to go on. You're not going to be able to pay attention to the things that, there's the 555 again. And the storm stopped. I don't know when the storm stopped, but the storm stopped. Okay. You're not going to be, I was just saying, you're not going to be able to pay attention to the petty things like you used to. And this card fell out. The petty things that you used to pay attention to that maybe you're doing shadow work on right now is connected to a lack mindset that you are working through or that you have worked through. You're not going to be able to pay attention to that no more because you are going to be so busy chilling. You're going to be so busy just chilling. Do you see this? This petty stuff knocking at the door here, you're just chilling. Educate yourself. You're busy really nourishing your mind that you're not going to be thinking about this petty shit, whatever it was, whatever it is that's trying to knock at your door. You're not even going to notice because that's how busy you're going to be. You're going to be so busy being happy. There's just so much happiness here. Like literally, there is a lot of happiness here. Joy, ultimate happiness, contentment, emotional fulfillment. The card with breeze, contentment with circumstances, letting go of control. Let it be your guide. Just go where the wind takes you when you don't feel in control anymore. Let it be the guide. That's the advice for new levels, new devils energy. When you feel out of control, let go of control and let the breeze be the guide. Go where the wind takes you. Come back to self and you will know what to do. Put everything on pause and come back to self and sit with yourself. You are on your own time, no one else's. Period. Good luck, y'all.